Welcome back to the GLAC Studios oil painting tutorial. I'm Gomati Sivasankaran. We are in class 10 of the Vijaya Lakshmi painting, one of the 8 forms of Lakshmi avatars that are known for all the positive propensities of life. And Vijaya refers to success, victory. We have been working on this painting for a while now. Layers 1, 2, 3 and 4 are done. We kick-started layer 5 in the previous session. That was highly intense in the manner that we were working on a lot of nuances, especially on her face and the skin tones. Basically, we continue the journey of layer 5 in today's session as well, but this will be on a comparatively lighter note because it's going to be on the jewellery. Yeah, and we have the jewellery references from the previous sessions, isn't it? So we are going to use that and get started with the task. So by jewellery, we are going to focus on what's there on her earring, necklaces, the belt, the bangles and her crown. And we will also try to, because we are working on the gold, there is turquoise that she is adorned on, that, and then some part of it is gold. And when we come to the gold part, we will use the gold also for the shield and the shang and the chakra as well. So we'll cover a lot of detailing today. Just before we get started with today's session, there is a couple of adjustments that I noticed from the previous session. I think I need to correct, so I just want to do the corrections first. First of all, when I was looking at the pictures of the Lakshmi image, I was trying to understand how this finger is placed. Is it in the front of the shank or behind the shank? The shell, I think it is behind. I got it wrong, so I'll have to adjust that. And then one other thing that I wanted to adjust was that her fingers, when I explain the mehendi, I'll also do a little more adjustments into that, and I'll explain it also why. First things first, let me just adjust this one. And the easiest way I will go about is that I'm going to take a brush 0 to take a little bit of titanium white to first hide the portion where I made the mistake. Then it becomes a part of the shang itself. And what I should have done is that to show that the finger is right behind, meaning I should have taken a little bit of burnt umber here to kind of bring the finger or the image of the finger behind, and a little bit of skin tone to cover this here from behind. I think this is better one. And when I talked about the mehendi, the decoration that happens in the hand, this is the simplest form of decoration. And why I say that this is the simplest form is that now we have a lot of machines that are producing this colors and different colors and such, and it's packed nicely, and it's got so many chemicals that it sticks in instantly. There are so many methods, but the traditional method is that the leaves, it's actually leaf of plant that is crushed into a paste, and that paste is placed in the palm with the hand, just think of paste, and it's not that easy to place the you know paste into designs. So usually we do the simplest form, a circle in the palm, a circle in the palm, and then small little dots with that paste, and we will let it dry for about 6 hours or so those days. When it becomes dry but the color doesn't really settle in the skin, then we pour lemon juice to make sure that it isn't getting so dry that it starts peeling off. And another thing we do is that so these are days before the nail polish, okay? So this is the most traditional form, I would say. When women did not have nail polishes, the way they used to cover up their nails was to take that paste, make a ball out of it, and then cover the tip of the finger with that paste. So, when the tip of the finger is covered with the paste, and when it dries after 6 hours or so, minimum 2 to 3 hours and maximum 6 hours, depends upon the patience and such, then everything looks orangey, or around orangey or reddish color. And it has to do with the natural process has to do with the body temperature of the person having it also. So that's the traditional thing. So what I did was this dots, but I have to do the imagine that the fingers have also got a little bit of orange. So that's why I'm going to take the vermilion from the last class and I'm just going to give an impression of something slightly orangey in her finger, thumb, up to here. And that I wanted to do in all the hands. These are it has so many of course it's tradition. I think it has a lot of medical benefits also. Mehendi, the leaves were natural body, what do you call, I think body coolants, if I may say so. And that also was the reason why it was preferred. Okay, now that we are doing this part, I'm just imagining that we have missed the finger impressions here, because it's hiding behind the sword, isn't it? So done. These are small little details. I mean, if you ask the question, is it important? Do we have to do it? I would say yes and no. I think if you have missed it, it isn't a blunder or something. But at the same time, um, we are trying to portray some traditions and mixing a couple of traditions here. So, so I just wanted all the symbols, of traditions to go on the picture. Um, that's the reason why I was insisting on this. So I think I have done this side, a couple of hands on this side, and then we will be done. Just going to move this up. Ah. So it's just vermilion and a micro brush, and I added a little more of oil to vermilion, so it's actually transparent. You can see the skin color through. Done. So we can focus on the jewelry now. The key color is turquoise, so I have turquoise with me. I'm not sure which kind of jewelry you had chosen. If you had chosen something different, that is also fine. And one thing I noticed was that when we work on the jewelry, um, we'll have to keep in mind that this is, jade, and all these things have a little bit of, turquoise, and also it's got that white shine. Also, sometimes there is a dark tinge in some places, and for that, of course, I want to rely on the turquoise, but at the same time I will use white or black in places wherever I need. Yeah. So I'm going to first fill in the turquoise one more time as a layer on all these jewelry elements wherever there is turquoise, and then we'll work on the details. Starting with the earring. The second layer, I am not adding oil, but I am using the turquoise to the fullest. The color itself has enough oil that I have, so the neck piece, the long chain. Wherever there is turquoise, I'm just filling it in first. Just to speed up the process. Even this has nuances, but it will be in a way comparatively lighter to what we did in the last session. So just be patient with it and enjoy the session. Filling in should be easy. Once that is filled in, I just want to take a look at the crown. Oh, it's this star mark thing. Yep. So I want to use some bigger dots on the crown. Refining those small pearls of jade or turquoise. Nearly there with this turquoise color. Okay, I think I have filled in enough of the color. Now let's work on creating the effect. So there are two different types of effects that you could create. One is that, to lighten it up, to make it shiny. I think that is also there, one type of jewel. The other has got a slight tint of green and black to it. So the two types. So you can choose what you want to do. I'm going to play with both. Uh, I want the lighter type to come in the face and neck area here. So starting with the lighter type first, which means white. And I'm not going to take oil or so. I'm looking at the strokes that would make it look, coming out. First of all, there are things we could do on the sides, Be very careful now to make some impressions and have a paper with you, a tissue with you to wipe off the brush frequently. And this I want to create strongly in the sides. She's the kind of color that I've chosen for her dress. That's really dark, so I want to bring that the jewelry up, kind of. So it takes a while, but I think you can see that it is clearly getting to be really on the lighter side as a contour kind of pattern. Doing the same thing to the earring also. Done. So for the neck piece and the earrings, the logic is that it's going to look a little lighter. So I'm taking a little more of this white to throw inside these pieces, giving them a slight lightness about them. Okay, so adding that white tad bit is just making it come up lighter. So a tiny bit of lightness in this section. Now that was for the lighter ones. For the darker one, it should be a contrast, so I'm thinking of a little bit of ivory black, and I want to experiment in the areas of okay, so I have understood what I have to do here. The first thing that is needed is this gold color, and then to top it we can add a little bit of black or green inside. So let's work on building that gold color. Yellow ochre and permanent yellow, primary yellow, anything will do. I really try to use till the last. And there is enough, I guess. So I'm just going to take yellow ochre and yellow and create this golden color. Have this ready. I can use a little bit of oil to make sure that it is slightly fluid, not too much. To test it, I want to use it on first of all test the vertical test. I want to take this around the jewelry that is slightly easier to work with. So we filled it and we still have managed to have this shade translucent. Doing the same thing for the chakra as well. We'll come back to the details in a short while. For now, I guess we have done this. Now for the chakra, the shank, tip of my brush, this is brush number 0 or 1, round. The color works, so I'm happy with it. Let's take the same color in the micro brush now. So let's go over sections of the jewellery that has to show gold. The same way that we did the neck piece. We'll have to be careful because the blue will take over easily. Wipe off the brush when you have the blue. It's okay if it catches a little bit, but too much of it, then you change the color itself. We'll do the same thing for the belt as well. We need to have these colors separated from that purple base. Okay, done. I'm going to work on the bangles. I want to give an impression of a bangle being here because this hand isn't fully visible. I'm gonna use good. Wow. Yeah, so we have that kind of a darker arrangement now. Let's work on, these were supposed to be pearl tubes, I think, and that is white. So I'm going back to the white now, and I wanted the white to be slightly lighter, so I'm taking yellow and blending it so it doesn't look totally, on a very bright white side. We have that already done in the other sections. We don't want that here. Make it thick. Let's make it look like this. Nice long tube sort of things. I think that was what was explained in those jewelry videos or something like that. Okay, so now let's work on the darker section. So it's a little bit of black, but I'm going to be very careful with it because it really turns colors around. I'm going to take ivory black and first experiment in one of those bangles first. So I just want to give a taint of ivory black to give a depth in one side of that turquoise stone, in each of the stones. I'm giving the bottom of these stones also the black, but not the top of it. And the black goes well, which really turns a nice bluey black along with that blue. So I'll continue doing that in the other side of the bangles here. So the black has gone in those places putting them in between. This white and the white beads and the turquoise ones. Now I think I will really need some green. Looking for olive green because I like the effect of green also going in some places, making them look slightly old or something. I don't know. I like the idea, so I'm just going to take a little bit of green and start playing around with it, using that green, slightly olive green, and giving a tint of olive green. On this, can give a little bit in some of these pearls also. Sorry, some of these in the bangles as well. Oh, it looks nice here as well. Not too much, but a little bit. Yes. Now I just want to use a lighter highlight just to contrast. So I'm taking the white, but not too much, the way we did here. Just giving a very nice light stroke. The shape of it is much more refined now. Okay, they look better. I want to use that also sporadically in some places to show the shine in the jewelry. So I'm using that white that we mixed a little bit for this kind of beads to kind of throw in suggestively in some places to highlight. Yeah. That's supposed to be skin color. I just had made a mistake, so I'm just Just stir it. The highlights are fine. Few things to do. I'm using that skin color, remember, the crimson and burnt umber mixture. Taking a little bit of it because in the places where we have created new contours, just blend it with the kind of, defining the contour of the bangle and this new shapes and such, and blend things in. Don't take too much of it. Blend it in that skin tone if you can. So it mildly suggests that, okay, there is a shadow coming out of the bangle falling on the skin. Yes. Okay. Guess we managed fine with the adjustments here. Cool. So the jewellery, belt, the neck pieces, bangles are done. Let's focus a bit on the gold here and move on to the crown. So before we move on to the crown, I'm just going to do the burnt umber shadowing here. And I want to blend this with that color, the original color that we mixed as well. Yes, comes out nice. Looks turned now, looks better now. Little bit of white to give the shine. On the other side, blending in that. I'm not even looking at the picture, but just imagining where the lights could be and where the shades could be. Yeah, this is done. Let's move on to the detailing of the shung. Very thin burnt umber strokes. Again, using the burnt umber strokes to do the contours here. This one has got a little stronger design or pattern, isn't it? So slightly darkening here, shading it. Okay, guess it is done. I want to use a little bit of darker shades in some places, using the yellow ochre that's slightly darker in some places. This is where we had adjusted, so I just wanted to go right. Let's focus on the crown now. The crown, I think the pattern was to I want to go with the black now to try to give these circles a complete round up if I can. So it's going to take a while, but it's just using darker shade. And I'm not doing outside of it, outside of the crown. So I'm only doing half the circle of each and every every turquoise piece. So there is this, kind of highlight coming in. It is starting to evolve. You can see that the shapes are getting better now. Okay, so those are the darker shades. Let's now do the contrast of it. Yeah, and I want to use a mixture of this gold as well. So I'm taking in a little bit of this gold and throwing it in some places. Carefully to give a shine. The lighter one, that is the white. Be very careful where do you want to give that contrast, where exactly should it shine. I think this is enough of a highlight. I want to use this lighter highlight also in some parts of this chakra, giving the shine. I guess I am done with the jewelry. Let's go back and take a look at how she is doing. So today's session was really focusing on the nuances. So the jewelry, we have finished the jewelry now. We finished also adjusting things relating to her face and body, related skin tone related things, minor things that we did. Next session will be focusing on her clothing. There are a few adjustments we made. I made. We'll have to fix that. And then come back to the lotus flowers. Coming back a little bit to her hair also, because some part of the hair falls on the shoulder. And I wait for that to happen, once the clothing is also finalized. So we will do all that and then finally sign off and finish the session or the course in the next session. Until we meet, well, we are really going to touch success with success herself. What should we promise each other? Yes, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, stay motivated, stay curious. Let's meet up in the next session, seeing success to her finish. Bye-bye.